today I wanted to go over two different cards from the Set 4 release, or Set 4 series, I suppose, or Colossal Warfare series, whatever you want to call it. And in today's 10-minute shenanigans, it's going to feature a Dimension Support Trunks and Dark Rejuvenator Towa. And the reason why I wanted to go over this is it kind of introduces two different sort of things of thinking in the game, in which may be viable in the future, may be viable right now. And I do want to preface that most of these 10-minute shenanigans, why I named it that way, is that it doesn't really need to be competitive. It doesn't. The purpose of it is to show you different ideas, and for you to take those ideas and make them better. You know, I'm no expert at the game, but I know quite a lot, and I can understand a lot of different things and see different things that maybe other people don't see, and get a discussion out of it. And I feel like that's one of the strengths that I can give to you. So the first one here, to kind of segue, is that Dimension Support Trunks is an Overwhelm for 3 and 1 cost. I wish this was not there. I wish they didn't restrict this, because honestly, I think it will get a lot more play if it wasn't restricted. And the reason why I say that is because of the stuff that you can do with it. So first, the auto is that when you play this with Overwhelm, you choose one skill-less battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your deck and play it, and then shuffle your deck. Then it gains critical for the duration of the turn. So there are a few different things that you can do with this, and it gets me excited for the future sets, because now they're considering vanilla support. So vanilla is literally a skill-less battle card. So when you take a look at any of the cards that do not have a skill, let's say if you are going to be doing a 2-drop or something like that, a Trunks, Goten, anything that doesn't have like this white box here is a vanilla card. So that's basically going to be your targets as far as these go. So remember that as far as that goes. The other card is that Dark Rejuvenator Towa, same concept, Overwhelm for 3 and then 1. You can, again, for both of these cards, attack with them. So I'll get into that in a second. But when you play this card with Overwhelm, choose one of your battle cards with energy 2 or less, and then switch it to active mode. And there's going to be some obvious things that you could be using this with, but I'm going to go over some stuff that you may not thought of. So let's go into Untap real quick in order to talk about these cards. The first one I want to go over is Dimension Support Trunks. So let's put Towa over here. So again, you choose one skill-less battle card from your deck and play it, and it gains critical. So the first things that really come to mind is Vegito. So the reason for that is that when you do play these cards, let's say these two cards in a Vegito deck, and again, it goes with the thematic support that Trunks is always supporting Vegito, is that this guy, when you summon this guy for 1, basically Overwhelm for 1, and then get this guy in, he gains crit and 15,000. And then this guy, same thing. So if you do have, like, let's say you turn 1, you play like double shot Vegeta or something like that, or Comrades or whatever. I don't know. You don't play that turn 1. I don't really care. You have another Vegeta or Goku on the field. Basically now you have 3 different cards on the field, and 1 has crit and is a vanilla card and can be used for energy. So the thing about it is that as soon as you do that and you get it out, you can then still attack with all 3, and then use, for instance, if you are playing Senzu Bean or something like that, Senzu Bean out into that. So you swing with that, swing with this for crits, swing with that for 15, swing with this guy after you Union Patora, and then after that you get to top 10 and then evolve it on top, and then now you have a Vegito. So I mean, you could for sure not only swing with this guy, but it has to swing to get the auto. But you get what I'm saying. There's some support for Vegito in mind for that. I think Bandai is slowly but surely, with the barrier strike, or the barrier 2-drop Vegeta in TOP, the new championship Vegito, which why would they use that leader, and etc. There are coyly and sneakily giving Vegito support over and over again, and because they do, again, Union Patora goes into active mode, you can keep swinging and keep going. The same thing same concept kind of goes into these two, the Trunks, and as well as the Sun Goten, and not many people play the Goten's package or any other fusion package, mainly because the downside for Union Fusion is it doesn't specify that you can be placed in active mode. I think I don't play Goten's. Someone can. I don't want to look up the. I just don't want to look up the ruling. I really don't. Someone can correct me in the comments. People love doing that, so go ahead and do that if I'm wrong. But as I understand it, I don't know if you can do that. But if you can do that, that might be viable. Even if this auto still goes off, if you have a Sun Goten in your drop area, which you will, and if you have a Trunks in KO something after you Union Fusion, same thing. You know, you get this guy out, and then you go for crit and swing, and then go ahead and Union Fusion. So as I understand, I think he does go active. It just wouldn't make sense if he didn't. Same thing for Vegeta. So the blue Vegeta that gains crit, you can use this guy for 1 energy, get a critical striker for 15,000 and get them out. All these things are very, very good. And the other thing is that there's one card that kind of goes with it, but I'll kind of go over that afterwards. The other thing is that when you do play this card with, for instance, Khalifa, she does gain critical for 10k. So I mean, you can do that either turn 3 or turn 2 or turn 3, however many energy you have. If you do play the kill leader, for instance, you can flip over and then utilize your active. And the reason, or utilize the flip side, or the flipping effect is the flip over to active. The reason why I say this is because when you do swing with this girl, I mean, you can swing with her, but I mean, it's really up to you, but I don't know why you would. And then swing with him, and then afterwards, you Union Patora into the Kefla right after. It's the same concept as far as the Union Patora over here, and as well as the Union Fusion over here. So you go for dual attack, and as well as netting pretty much 3 cards as soon as she attacks, and can't be deflected, or it has deflect, can't be counterplayed, etc., etc. So those things are all very much in itself for good support. The other thing is that when you do have this, because it gains for the duration of the turn for critical, you can use this with a baby leader or a machine meaning leader like Dr. Mew, and restand, there you go, restand the card into active, gains 5,000 and crit. So this guy would have, I suppose, 20,000 critical, etc., etc. So I mean, those things is actually pretty cool. I don't know if there's any machine mutant. Actually, let me go check. I'm actually very curious. Well, as far as I can see, there is not. So that is a bummer. So let's get the stuff out of the way and talk about Towa real quick. So for her again, you get to when you play this Overwhelm, you choose one of your battle cards that are active, 2 or less. Wow, or 2 or less, and then switch it to active mode. So there are plenty of applications for this, as far as the obvious ones, and maybe not so much of the obvious ones. So the ones that are critical 1-drop or double strike 1-drop, obviously you can take many life in order to do this, and as well as switching to active mode and put some pressure on. And these are really good. I would say these are really good targets as far as that goes. If you have 2 energy, why not use it? And if you have 3 in the drop area, why not use it? This could be really good in a Mass Saiyan deck. This could be really good in a mirror deck as well, because both of them have support for Overrealm and can do this pretty consistently with 2 energy anyway. The other thing is that stuff like the Scrambling Assault Sun Goten is that when you attack, you look at the top 3 and choose 1 card among them, and then replace the remaining at the bottom of your deck. So those things like this, and like the other ones that draw, like the Kale, like the, I already had the other Goten, like the Lavendar, in which you attack and you KO something with 4 or less if another trigger danger is on the field. This one, it gains 5,000, and as well as drawing 1 card. So I think this actually stacks. Yeah, it does stack. So if she does restand her, and she has 20,000 and draw a card, so that's pretty cool. These 2 have caveats, but you know, stuff like this, and as well as the duo Prina gains critical and 10k when you place 1 Namekian underneath and draw. It remains for the turn. So when you restand her or restand him, he still has 20,000 critical. And same thing for this guy. Even though I don't know if that will really count, but this one still counts for every one of these. One of the ones that is a little spicy is that if you do have 3 or less cards in your hand other than this card, this one is a 2-drop, so you can restand this man using her and go for game that way. And I didn't really mention her, but you can use her because she switches herself to, why is this all going? So wow, what? She switches to rest mode, draw 1 card, and then choose one of your battle cards. Gains 5,000. You can still do this. I mean, that's still a thing. And then restand her using this or whatever else. So that is it for 10-minute shenanigans. Hopefully I'm not over time this time around. But if you think about anything else, if you have anything else in mind, if I'm wrong about something, let me know in the comments. If you like this, let me know as well. If you don't like this, well, keep it to yourself for now. And subscribe if you're new. And if you aren't, thank you for watching. Later.